Gary is off on holiday from whatever it is he does. Paul Merson was... exactly. Paul Merson was going to fill in, but instead congratulations are due because his girlfriend's just had twins. So well done, Paul. Instead, we welcome back our old mate Steve Davis and also the most successful Middlesex player of all time and former England captain who was famously once hit by a bouncer. That's the last time he goes out on a Saturday night with a Chelsea squad. Mike Gatting. I was going to say, Ronnie, are you not staying? Because you can take your anorak off if you want.
Oh, Ronnie, can I be honest? I didn't know who you were when I first came in. I came in and saw him sitting in the room. I thought, great, we've got the one out of hearsay. I didn't know. I had no idea. Now I'm made up. Now I'm delighted.
OK, we kick off the series by delving into the murky world of excuses. David, Jonathan and Ronnie, your excuse concerns the controversial scenes following the recent FA Cup tie at Ninian Park, where Cardiff City disposed of Leeds United.
In comes Kavanagh's corner, Fortune West knocks it down, and it's into the back of the net! It's Scott Young! Cardiff 2, Leeds United 1, with less than 4 minutes to play!
Now, what we're after are the numerous excuses that Sam Hammam, the Cardiff chairman there, and his manager Alan Cork offered after the pitch invasion by Cardiff fans. We found 6. You need to get 2, or I'll give you 1 point for 1.
Before we do that, Nick, can I just draw our attention and possibly share my thoughts with the nation on the unfortunate news concerning Prince Harry this week? Now, many people have been down on the Prince, and I think that's...
Such as who?
Let me rephrase that. Many of you have criticised the Prince for what was just a simple slip in judgment. How old were you when you had your first bottle of Mouton Rothschild? But I would like to say, if the Prince is watching, and we know he's a fan, that's indeed all the family of the show, I'd like to offer all of us as moral guidance, if you will. Over there, if you need any tips in animal husbandry, we have Rory. For clothes sense and fashion sense, come to me. And, of course, if you can't get some really good gear, give Ronnie a call, because he... Hey, Ronnie, you're playing Wales next week, aren't you?
Yeah, Cardiff.
And what's it like? What are the Welsh audience like when you're playing Cardiff?
They're all right.
Welsh.
I don't know, just bald and rough looking and...
Oh, says Trampy Sid here.
I think he tried out the same old excuses they always tried out. I bet he said they were just happy that they won the match and they were celebrating. Would that be right?
I'll give you 1 for that.
Didn't they actually say they didn't do anything wrong?
And that sort of encapsulates a couple of them. The actual answers were, what they were throwing was small stuff. Taunting is part of the game. I only saw 1 bottle. Why shouldn't we enjoy it? There was no crowd invasion, only pitch celebrations. And finally from Sam, I'm not inciting violence, which I was clearly not, by the virtue of the fact that there were no problems at all. So there was no invasion, only celebrations, in much the same way as Germany celebrated Poland in 1939. Back again. Thank you. Steve, Rory and Mike, it's our very own Ronnie O'Sullivan for you. Here he is, showing why he's world champion.
John Higgins was in first in this fray with 45. But Ronnie O'Sullivan clears up with 80.
Now, while Ronnie has no problem filling the pockets, he apparently had rather more trouble filling a specimen jar with a urine sample after being stopped by police who said he'd been driving erratically. So what was Ronnie's excuse for refusing to give a sample?
Well, if he was playing in a snooker tournament, for every match you actually win, you have to do a drug test.
Never failed one.
Never failed one.
Only one.
But,
When was your last drugs test?
Never failed one, only one.
Mike, you wanted to test positive for something. You wanted to test positive for pies, didn't you?
Yeah. The meat variety.
I find what to talk.
Pies, pasties, there's no difference, is there?
There's a hell of a lot of difference between a pie and a pasty thing.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell looking from here.
You're the thinnest person on this side of the house.
I tell you, I feel like the airbags have got off my car.
Look at you,
I feel like a
skinny
single
rump.
McDonald. There's 4 girls in a car, yeah? And the rumour on the snooker scene was that you didn't know any of them. Is that right?
Hey, that's cool.
You've not been mini-cabbing again, have you?
I think it's very unfair of you guys to try and paint him as a wild man of snooker. Steve, we know you had your day. I know in your prime. I remember once reading a story about you in the paper. He took 8 items through the 7 items or less till, and he never apologised. Ronnie was fitted up for it.
Come on, what are they called?
Any questions for Ronnie, go through me from now on. I am his brief.
You have never been brief in your life. Come on.
Who has upped the dosage?
Were you worried they'd find urine in your booze?
Could be.
Or did you say, once you'd gone for the yellow, you had to go for the brown, and they're a bit worried about that?
I haven't got a clue, personally. I haven't got a clue why, because I can't
wasn't it
remember.
something simple like you just said you were so nervous by the situation? Obviously, you've been driving along.
No, I'm not going to give you that, no. There's a
finished
particular
yet.
word that has to crop up.
Petrifying.
No. The answer is, in fact, according to his lawyer, Nick Freeman, Ronnie was unable to provide a sample to the police because he was too depressed to pee. That's a fantastic answer. Well done. According to the papers, when Ronnie stopped his car after being pulled over, a blonde girl got out with him, followed by another blonde in a bathrobe. Well, it always helps to carry a spare. And at the end of that round, Steve's team have no points and David's team have 3. Time now for Sporting Bluff. David's team, your question concerns Master Harry Potter and these former England greats.
And here's Jeff Capes in the shot. But that's a little better. And that takes the lead. Huge leap by Bayfield.
There it is. 100 for Gatting.
The Harry Potter film featured ex-Olympic shot putter Jeff Capes.
The Harry Potter film featured ex-rugby union star Martin Bayfield.
Harry Potter featured ex-England cricket captain Mike Gatting. True. Oh, shit.
Mike, it's lovely to have you on the show. It really is. And ladies and gentlemen, it's lovely to have Mike on the show. And seriously, I'm not making this up. David many times said he'd like to have you on the show. Not only he said because you're great fun, but also because apparently you're the only person who was more shit at being an England captain than he was. You stopped playing cricket quite a while ago, didn't you?
Yeah.
Can I ask you on behalf of everyone watching, how do you keep in shape still now?
I just keep eating the pies, Jonathan. I just keep eating the pies.
I don't want to worry you, Steve, but those two are looking at you like you're a big pork chop in the middle. Have you read Harry Potter yet, Ronnie?
No, I haven't, no.
Well, stick around. David will read it to you at bedtime. Unless you're feeling too depressed.
It's actually quite true. When you're, like, suffer with anxiety and that, and someone puts it on you like that, you must wee within a certain time.
And Nick, he was depressed because he was drunk and driving at the same time. Hey, for you it must be different than the rest of us, because you went to public school, didn't you?
True, yeah.
And Hogwarts is like a public school, but you know, not a normal public school. It's got one very special and magical difference. They don't bugger each other there.
Oh, yeah. Haven't you seen Harry Potter, the director's cut?
Can I ask you, just this, don't know the show, but were you taken from behind by bigger boys at school? I bet the answer is
What do you mean, bigger?
What an image! These people need post-traumatic stress counselling after this.
He'll be getting depressed. He won't be out of a piss for a month. It's not Mike, is it? Look at Mike over there. But you're not an actor, are you? And you're all the better for it.
Excuse me, I've had auditions for Henry VIII.
Ronnie, any ideas?
No.
Jeff Capes. What do you reckon, Ronnie? Do you reckon Jeff Capes?
It's just got to be Jeff, innit?
No, can't be him.
All right, then what's the other one? Martin Brayfield.
Martin Brayfield.
You think him?
Has to be him.
So you think that Steve was telling the truth? Let's see if you're right. Yes, indeed, Steve was telling the truth. Former England rugby colossus Martin Bayfield popped up in the Harry Potter film, playing Hagrid as Robbie Coltrane's body double. A large number of celebrities were considered as body doubles. Bayfield was up for Hagrid, Frankie Dettori was considered as an elf, and Jordan was up for a goblin. Steve, Rory and Mike, it's Liverpool's German defender Markus Babbel for you, seen here scoring the opening goal in the UEFA Cup final.
And an opening goal is scored by the German, Markus Babbel.
Sadly, Markus has been suffering from a debilitating illness recently, but help has arrived from an unlikely source.
Markus Babbel was trying to cure himself with the healing hands of Elton John.
Markus Babbel was trying to cure himself with the healing hands of H from Steps.
Markus Babbel is trying to cure himself with the healing hands of Chris de Burgh.
H, I'm in the dark about H.
I know that Prince Harry likes H, doesn't he? Or was that E? No, no. It's like the idea of Prince Harry getting pissed in his local pub and playing pool. Do you think when he's playing pool and they're tossing to see who decides goes first, he goes, Gran or Tails? Have you had any strange treatments, Mike, as a cricketer? Any hands laid on you?
We had a blind physio at Middlesex once.
I know blind physio.
Yeah, you know blind physio? Yeah.
He beat you at snooker once, didn't he?
I reckon it's got to be Chris de Burgh.
So you think that Jonathan was telling the truth? Let's see if you're right. Absolutely right. We've done that. De Burgh said, I discovered 25 years ago I have a very high energy potential. Sometimes I can heal people with my hands. And as proof that it works, Chris de Burgh's nanny has got the healthiest breasts in Europe. As evidence of his miraculous powers, Chris claims to have saved his wife's life, telling her not to get up after she broke her neck riding. He also miraculously told her not to sleep on a railway line or wipe her arse with a broken bottle. Markus Babbel's symptoms involve lethargy, mental confusion and the inability to stand up. Doctors think he may have caught it from Emil Heskey. And at the end of that round, Steve's team have 3 points and David's team have 6. Round 3 has us scratching our heads over some bizarre footage as our teams try to figure out what's going on. As a bon voyage for your return to India this week, David, here's the kind of welcome you can look forward to.
Could be a reunion of all the cricketers of the Pakistanis that have caught you at second slip, maybe.
You ever watch cricket?
No.
Blimey, your arms are hairy, aren't they? Ever look at that?
Can you stop admiring him and answer the question?
No, I tell you what, outside, the ladies were all over him outside. He walked in like that, they thought it was a milk tray commercial when he came in.
The Sanatogen man.
Pierce Bronson's granddad sitting next to me, look at that.
Pierce Bronson? This is the man who presents the film show on BBC One. Yeah, Pierce Bronson, whatever his name is.
Doesn't it set his eyes off lovely ladies? Look at that. Look at him.
Well, that's 2 to call on afterwards, that's fine. Mike Dennis in South Africa was the referee at a match between India and South Africa. He fined all the Indians, ignored the South Africans, the Indians got upset, especially as their little god, Sachin Tendulkar, was one of the people cited.
It's as simple as that. Well done, David.
That was masterful.
The England side for the recent Test series in India was weakened by the absence of key players after Andy Caddick's wife said she didn't want him to tour. Other England wives were more patriotic. Graham Thorpe's wife was so keen she even booked his taxi to the airport 3 days before the plane was due to leave. Steve's team, have a look at this.
Most of the girls sitting on the handlebars.
Yeah. Now let him up, girls. Stay close to it.
So, who was that virile young rake, and what on earth was he up to?
That's Graham Gooch, isn't it? Yeah. Is that cricket training? Is that how you train for cricket? 5-yard swim, 2 press-ups and a head rub.
Am I the only person here who finds it not a little disconcerting that so far the only young women we have seen present on this show, supposedly a sports show which encompasses all forms of sports in the United Kingdom, have been a couple of dollybirds rubbing some washed-up old bloke's head? There's a whole world of ladies' sports out there that we could enjoy and celebrate on this film. You got your netball, you got your hockey, there's lap dancing, there's any number of sports out there.
Was it a Tampax advert? With the girls saying you can ride a bike, still play tennis or drown a bald cricketer.
There should be a programme called Planet Davis. We just find out what goes inside there, that head of his.
I'm a sportsman.
Well, that's debatable.
Mike, you know the answer to this question, don't you? What's going on in that piece of footage?
Yeah, well, it's Gucci decided that he was going a little bit bald, so he had this hair bit done.
Do you know what the name of the company is?
Allied Carpet.
Somebody complained that theirs wasn't working as well as his was.
I'll give you the points for that. Yes, well done. This was after the Advertising Standards Authority banned his adverts for the Advanced Hair Studios, following claims by an ex-customer that their treatment is no more than a wig that is glued onto the head. We did ask Graham if he'd be on the show, but sadly he was already booked. He did, however, send this in its place. And I think, as you can see, it is a very stylish item.
No,
and indeed
that's put you off,
does survive showering.
Harry Potter could do that,
I'll do an impersonation. There you go. Julia Roberts.
According to Advanced Hair Studios, their customers can go swimming with total confidence. If you sink to the bottom, the lifeguard will see your wig floating on the surface and dive in. And at the end of that round, Steve's team have 6 points and David's team has 9. Time once again for the boys to invade someone's personal space as we play Field the Sportsman. Steve and Rory, you're first this time. If you'd like to pop to your marks, put your blindfolds on, 90 seconds to work out in the traditional way who's standing between you.
Oh, this is a first. Me standing up and Ronnie sitting down sipping water.
Can we have our first mystery guest, please? Your time starts now.
Hello. What's this?
Oh, sorry. Oh, do apologise.
Oh, hello.
Oh, sorry.
Now, if it was Gary, he'd do this straight away. But I'm not like Gary, you see. You're lucky. But actually, I'm getting more like Gary.
Where am I? Oh.
This is very good. Santa got my letter after all. Hello, hello. Who the hell is that? Jesus Christ.
All right. Lovely.
This is so dubious. It's so dubious.
How long do we get for this, Nick?
Ladies, whatever you do, don't bleach.
Oh, there's hundreds of them. There's enough for you, Ronnie.
Feel free to use those sticks.
I'll tell you what, there's a nice bit of wood here, Rory.
Yeah, I've got a nice bit of wood as well.
Oh, no!
I think they're ninja butterfly collectors. We're talking lacrosse, aren't we?
Oh. You got it. Which lacrosse team, then?
England.
Correct, well done. I don't think you've seen it. OK, David and Jonathan, if you'd like to take your positions, please.
Can you believe our rotten luck? Eh? I bet you will get a big fat rugby player or something. What's that wet patch on your legs? That is disgusting. You filthy old beast. Look at that.
I tell you what, though, it's quite impressive being that low down.
That's what you call a good reach, though.
This is great now with the mask on as well. That is just fantastic. That is it.
No, you
And can we have our second mystery guest, please?
Is Dad's army on?
OK, and time starts now.
Ah, what the? Well, I think it's a brass band of some sort, from the sound of things. You know what's happening? It's the usual. They've seen you, they thought you were Thor herd, they've come in to do songs of praise. This one's shaking.
Something got brass.
It was nurse.
I'll tell you what, if you do White Cliffs of Dover, we'll see if Vera Lynn will sing for us.
Oh, request.
Oh, you're doing requests now? OK, Echo Beach by Martha and the Muffins.
It's a brass band, Nick.
Yeah, but which brass?
Well, it's the brass band, of course. And don't let's embarrass them by having to ask for their name.
Must be the All England brass band champions, is it?
No, you can't have that.
No, indeed.
Let's have a bang on the drum. Oh, I like that. I feel less depressed now. I may urinate.
It's the England Supporters Brass Band.
Of course, that's what I said. Didn't I say that? I think I said that.
So the scores at the end of that round are Steve's team with 9 and David's team with 9.
Oh, dear.
It's all right.
We can do it. Ronnie, we can do it.
We wind up the show by playing the name game. The team in the lead goes first, which is neither team, so alphabetically it's going to be David's team. Time starts now.
We had him on earlier. He's wearing a syrup. He was in a swimming pool with a couple of ladies.
Graham Gooch.
OK, this bloke is healing her hands for his lady wed. No, not Yuri Geller.
Christopher Berg.
Yeah, Christopher Berg. OK, this bloke... if you were to give Mike some pies and you would say, would you like some lesser or would you like eggs? Would you like something lesser pies or would you like a...
Zamamora.
Zamamora, thank you. And the first name is, you know, Cannon and Ball? Ball's first name.
Tell me which one's
Chris. No, not Chris Ball. Mr. Robson. What's Mr. Robson's first name? No, football bloke.
Brian.
No.
Ryan. Phil.
No, not Phil. Bobby. Me, what's going on? I know there's a big family, a lovely family, all the big house. They say, good night, Mum, good night, Dad, good night. Yeah, John Boy. Well done, John Boy Walton. I didn't know. OK, this first name is one of the Jackson brothers, not Michael. Come on, not Tito, not Randy. Jackson. If it was apropos, the phrase would be, yes, that is indeed to this situation.
Jackson.
All right, they're not Italians, they're not Spanish, they're not French, they are...
Spaniards.
No, I just said not Spanish. If they're in Europe and they're not the Belgium and they're not the Dane and they're not Spanish, they're not Italian, they're not French. Germain, that's right. Second name is what does a Scottishman keep here in front of his kilt? Max Spotter. There, thank you. Gee. Oh man! All right. Wow, this is tough. The first name is popular way of saying Edward.
Eddie Baby?
No, but Mr. Heath. Eddie Baby's like a beatnik. That's cool. Ted, okay. Second name. When you go and put a pair of trousers on the shop, you say, "Can I just I'll try on. Thank you." All right.
I'm exhausted.
Fantastic. 7 to go. 7 to win it. Time starts now.
Cardiff City's chairman.
Sam
Very good. The Incredible Sulk used to play for Arsenal, now plays for Liverpool. French. He scored.
Chris.
No.
Anelka.
Yeah, that's right.
Nicholas Anelka.
This is a Korean golfer.
Sulu Pak.
It's what he can't do when he's depressed.
We.
The first name is something that he probably does. Prince Harry doesn't do this. If he did, he'd have to go to the toilet and import it from Colombia. And Harry's father is called
Charles.
Very good. And a occupation of that.
Jazz.
Technically, it's not a occupation, it's a hyperchoristic. So that's what put you off.
Sorry.
Jazz is, in fact, an occupation of Charles. But the word I'm looking for is a hyperchoristic.
You've given up, haven't you?
Yeah. Jazz trumpeter, Charlie Park. Now, this is a Derbyshire cricketer. One of the flower pot men. Ben, and what are the two syllables? The first syllable is what Gary doesn't do with his money.
Spend.
Second, it's what a British tennis player's score is.
Love.
Yeah,
Spend love.
Ben likes it. This is a Thai snooker player.
James Watson.
No, sounds more Indian food.
Noppadom Noppachon.
Fantastic.
What was that word you came out with?
A little bit of cheating there, but it doesn't matter because you've got 13, but this week's winner is David's team with 15. So our thanks to David, Jonathan and Ronnie, Steve, Rory and Mike. We're all off to burgle Gary's house while he's on holiday. My name's Nick Hancock. They think it's all over. It is now.
They think it's all over. Back next Friday night on BBC One at 9:30. On BBC Two shortly, Have I Got News For You? And for BBC Knowledge, Chip Shop film comedy in Saltwater.